Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Hi, I'm Kim,
And I'm Torra.
and this is our podcast, Kicking It with Kimm and Torra. As always, thank you so much for joining us today.
We have three great topics. I cannot wait to get started.
Yes, and the first topic we will speak on, I think, is I don't know if everyone's seen the video of the Black female at a Chicago City Council meeting going in on
Yes,
those council people.
absolutely. And the mayor was there also. So she literally broke it down. She started from the beginning of how she says, I know everyone's seen the movie Scarface, and I know everyone has that famous line, say hello to my little friend. She said, but at the beginning of that film, it says Fidel Castro literally opened up his jail cell and let all of the jailers out to join their families in the mainland of the United States. And she says, and this is what's happening right now in Mexico and across the world, Venezuelan. She said they're opening up their gates and letting their pretend asylum seekers out into our country. And she said, and here, these people are coming over here wanting respect off the backs of the country we built, and we can't even get respect. I'm like,
They don't respect us, and they have
they
no.
don't hire us. They don't teach us. They come over here, learn our language, perfect English, so they have dual languages, but they don't teach us.
I'm not aware of that,
From high.
Tori. I'm not aware of that. I'm aware of so many Latinos coming over here and not learning the language. And everywhere you go, they're just speaking their language, and you don't know what they're talking about. And the older ones don't know it. The only ones who really, really know it are the ones in school.
Oh yeah,
Often translate for their parents.
yeah.
I mean, I'm annoyed. I think I made that clear last time. I'm just annoyed with the entire situation.
Oh, the system is so messed
Definitely Venezuela
up. Mm-hmm.
allegedly has
Mm-hmm.
allegedly emptied its prisons
Oh
for
yeah,
sure. And
for
so
sure.
now we're starting to hear about
The
horrific
crimes.
crimes of a nature that we haven't experienced, and that's because of because it can't be for lack of resources.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting all the social services, the Medicaid and the food
Free
stamps
everything.
and the
Luxury hotel stays for free with every amenities known. Like, it is so bad. It's
and
so
now
bad.
The New York idiotic mayor wants to give them Visa cards for $10,000.
Do you
Ten
know that could
thousand.
change our life, the people who built this country life? Do you know how much that could change our children's trajectory in life as far as their schooling and their struggles with their bills? It would change my entire family if all of my family members could receive a $10,000 Visa card.
I don't know that it would change my life, but it would certainly allow me to. It would be it would really be nice, and it's
Very,
deserved, and it's less than what we deserve,
oh,
given
way
everything
less.
we have done and been through in this country. So to see some people with no attachment to the country come in and be treated like kings and queens, and then still go out in the street
Hmm.
and rob and do all these
Hmm.
kinds of crazy things
Beat up the police officers and don't
and
even
get
get
right
a
back
day in
out.
jail.
Get right
I don't
back
understand
out.
how the police aren't shooting them and unaliving them like they've done so many of us unarmed. These people are armed, and we ain't even fighting back. We just trying to get away or just be left alone and get unalived. You know, you can name our children who have lost their life. It's like they're being told, don't even defend yourself. Let them beat you up. Let them do whatever, because I mean, nothing is happening to these people. And I hate saying it like this, but at one time, Black people used to commit crimes against their very own, and everybody else was like, well, they do it to themselves. But these criminals, they getting everybody. They don't care. The little white girl who want to go out jogging, she can get it. A little Black guy on the street who got a nice little car, you can get it, because they didn't even broke into my child's car. And my
And a
children,
police officer, even a police officer, you can get it.
you
And
can get
the
it.
thing is
You can
that
get it.
really is so horrific that I'm going to tell you that as much as Trump is hated and despised by many, I won't be surprised if he wins the next
Oh,
election.
he's gonna win overwhelming. If they let it be,
Entire
he's gonna
country
win.
is so ticked off
Yep.
about the immigration issue
Yep.
that Biden's, I mean, it's almost a no-brainer.
I want to know where do this administration think they're going with this? Because the one thing that sister from Chicago did say, which gave my heart full of love, is when she said, let me tell you one thing. When we wake up and we decide to stick together, us black folks, oh, you're going to feel what we do. You're going to feel that we are the ones that make this world go around. Now, I'm just paraphrasing what she said, because like I said, if we as black folks shut it down, we stop putting our dollars into this economic system, if we stop and take care of ourselves and our family, and we suffer what we already suffering, they're going to feel it. They're going to come to the table with some sense.
She did kind of well, I would say threaten. She warned that action would be taking place. But as soon as the video went off, I have to say, maybe I'm too jaded, but I was like, yeah, right. We never do anything.
We never do anything.
I'm willing to do something, and I would join in a moment.
In a heartbeat.
But black folk, we're not really doing anything.
And a lot of, and I think I sent you a video, I forget his name, but he's been the guy who goes around and he pretty much talks about, ancient Egypt. And I hate when I forget his name, but it's not Dr. Umar, it's the other guy. But he was saying, as black folks, you go, well, I want to do it, but what if Susie don't do it? Or what if
I did see that video.
Yeah, and then he says, we can't worry about that. Just start with you. And it'll eventually, everybody will get the strength to be like, okay, all right, we'll do it then. Because it does take strength in numbers, but it also takes one person to start the locomotive going. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. You have to be willing to risk something. And if you just start, there will be enough.
Yeah, like if there's,
we have to agree at first on
what
is it we're going to do. And if we get an idea of what we're going to do, enough of us around the country maybe would do it. Let me ask you this. Do you think the immigrants are involved in these situations we're seeing of squatting around the country?
1,000%.
Okay.
Not only are they involved with squatting, they have rings of crime they have set up as if they are already organized. I'm talking about a 13-year-old boy just broke into my daughter's car, ripped the whole steering column. 13!
They caught him and he was 13 years old?
He was still in the car. He was still in the car, 13 years old. And so I'm yelling at the police officer, and he trying to keep me calm. Now, mind you, this is LA and Maryland. So I'm here in the East Coast. My daughter's there in the West Coast, and I'm yelling at the police officer. In my brain, I'm old school. I'm thinking, lock him up, send him to juvenile. Let's get his parents' information so I can sue them. He said, honey, it's nothing. And I understand your frustration. He said, I'm just as frustrated. He said, that's why I'm not even trying to hang up on you. I'm trying to calm you down.
It's nothing.
Nothing I'm going to do about it. It's nothing you going to do about it. He said, we literally going to go downtown, process him, try to find out who his parents is or whoever can come get him. And that's the end of the story. He said he has more rights doing this crime than you have complaining about it.
Was it a white or black police officer?
He was, I think he was probably both. He probably looked like he could have been a mixed police officer. Like he could have been mixed with Black and Hispanic or Asian and Black. He was something, but he almost had I asked Victoria, was it a tear in his eye? She said, I think you did make the man cry, because he said his voice was cracking when he was talking to me. He said, I understand your mother frustration. He said, I see this all the time. He said, I keep telling everybody. I said, what are we doing? I said, you mean to tell me he gets to
do we have that says illegal immigrants cannot be held accountable for the crimes they commit? This is not my area. I'm not an immigration lawyer. I haven't looked into it, but I would be curious to know, and I would be surprised to find that we have some laws on our books that say illegal immigrants can come into the country and commit crimes for which citizens would be held liable, and they're not liable. So this has got to be a Biden administration practice. There's no law in the book saying that.
I said to him, I said, so are you going to ask him what was he going to do with the car so we can go after the people who he was going to give this car to or sell the parts? I said, no. He said, ma'am, I'm not even allowed to talk to him. I said, what do you mean? He said, if I ask him anything that you telling me that I feel like we should be asking him, I'm going to lose my job. He said, he is protected. Me and him, so that's what Victoria said. I think you almost made. He said his voice was cracking when he was talking to me. He said, I feel your mother's pain. I know what she's going through. He said, I'm frustrated just like she is. I said, so he gets to cause all these bills in my life at 13, and he gonna just be slapped on the wrist? He said, not even that. So at that
I
point,
am
I realized we are all screwed. We're all screwed.
Well, I would like to know what rule or whatever are they applying that prevents us from holding these immigrants liable? I just can't
Well,
imagine.
it's definitely something on the books because Tamir Rice was 12 and he was unalive within 3 seconds of the police pulling up, and he was playing with a toy gun in the park.
See, the problem is that in these Latin American countries, they already have organized crime rings.
Yeah.
So when you just let them walk across the border willy-nilly, those organized crime rings are infiltrating our country. They don't have to set up anything. They're
Mm-mm.
already set up.
Yeah.
They just start operating the way they do.
And we are such a free and open country that when they come over here, they like, so you just got a Mercedes in your driveway? Oh, so you just got a this and that. They look at us like, what? It's like luxury over here to them. They already been programmed on their TVs that United States is so great. So when they get over here, they look at us as a free fall. They'll get it back. Their insurance will pay for it. It is hurting us. It is
So
hurting us.
So what have you seen with regard to squatting? What are the immigrants or whomever, what are they doing and how is it playing out?
Well, let me tell you, now they have learned, because I'm assuming their lawyers are even helping with their organized crime now. They have learned that if you see a house that has been sitting still and they sitting out in front of your house for 2 or 3 months, seeing nobody go in and out, they will move in, move your stuff out of your own house if they don't want it, sell it, do whatever they want, go down, get a title, retitle your house into their name. The police will show up and say, this is a civil matter. We have nothing to do with this.
How exactly are they getting a title to somebody's house?
Because they say the house was left abandoned. I want to know who told you, just because I haven't been home in 6 months, I abandoned my house. If my taxes are paid, insurance is paid on my house, what deems my house abandoned? These houses are tax paid up. Some of these houses are paid off. And some of these people just had their house just sitting there while they away at one guy was away in overseas fighting a war, and the squatters moved in this boy's house. Now with that, this brother was sharp. It was a black man. He went and got himself some drugs, put it in the house, called the police, and said they had drugs inside of my house. Now, when the police came and bust the house, that's the only reason why them squatters was able to get arrested and out. Other than that, they would have still been in his house. Now he said he found this out from the people on the street. They said, well, you know how to get them out your house, right? He said, well, I said, call them and say they dealing drugs in your house, and that's a drug house. He said, well, I'm gonna have that. He said, look, that's the only way you're gonna get them out. So when the police came, busted the house, sure enough, they found some drugs in the house and they busted them and took the house. But the squatter had moved in from another country, claimed he couldn't speak the language when the police came to ask him, could they leave? And when he said, we don't speak no English, he came right back out the house and told the man, he said, listen, there's nothing we can do. This is a civil matter. You have to file an eviction within the courts, and we don't know how long that might take. So they even know the laws. Now you tell me how these criminals who've been in these jails coming over here, squatting in these people's homes, know that.
Yeah, I would say that I don't think they're getting any title. I mean, I don't know any law
They
in
getting
the world.
titled, retitled your
I
house.
don't know any law in the world that would permit an illegal person with no kind of
Hold on. Did I even mention they're
identification, no
not paying
kind of
money either?
ownership papers can go and get a title. I don't know, Torah. I do want to say, as frustrated as we are and as all our fellow Americans are, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to tend to imply that even every immigrant is a
Mm-hmm.
drug dealing uh criminal or whatever, but we clearly are having significant problems all across this country.
Well,
And
I'm
you
gonna
know
say
what?
most of them are. I ain't gonna say all of them, but most of them are.
And the
Shoot.
fact that you would even come across our borders illegally makes you a criminal right then and there, because that's a crime.
Absolutely, because you know that's not the process.
Mhm.
That's
So
not the process.
now, apparently these immigrants are getting, not apparently, we know for a fact that they're
Mm-hmm.
getting all the social welfare benefits. And you were telling me that now Caucasian women are qualifying for food stamps as well?
2 household income Caucasian people. They let the secret out just recently. They're like, listen, we are struggling. The food, and they're not lying. Now, so let me not just say it as if it's a negative for me, because they're not lying. I went to the grocery store. 2 bags is $300 now. 2
It's
bags of
very
groceries.
expensive. Yeah.
So it's bad, and then you can't even grow really too much of your own anything because now the government is coming in and taking people's seeds and they land if they growing something to try to grow agriculture to help them. It's getting crazy. So literally they were like, look, I'm gonna just try to apply for some food stamps. And they said that 60% of Caucasian, and this came from a woman, a Caucasian woman said this, they are applying. Now, I didn't say they're getting it, but they are applying for food stamps. So what does that tell you? Where our world is.
That's crazy. I find it unbelievable that they're not unbelievable, but astonishing
Oh
that
yeah.
they're actually applying. But even more astonishing is the fact that they're actually qualifying.
Yeah. 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 They're applying, and if they're approved, they're gonna get it. And let me tell you, they probably already knew that something was coming, and they always know stuff before we know it anyway. But
Right.
let me tell you, it's probably even going to be more stuff coming out. It's probably even going to be because nobody's making it no more.
Yeah.
There's like poor and filthy rich, and the filthy rich,
That's why
they
I'm
be
thinking
letting us
people
up
are
there.
qualifying because they're saying more and more of the middle class is slipping into lower income levels based on the
Higher middle class,
inflation and everything. Yeah.
higher middle class.
Yeah. So, I
We're just
mean,
we what we have to do is, and I hate saying that just black people. And I know everybody always say, stop saying that. We got to start with the blacks. Yes, we do.
yeah, we
But
got to start with our own
got to
people.
start with the blacks, but eventually the rest of the natural born United States citizens going to have to come in and help, because at what point do you realize all of this is being shut down? You letting computers and robots take over everything, and y'all helping out. Not y'all meaning us. Like, I would never let a robot put my lashes on. I would never let a robot braid my hair. I would never let a robot do anything that a human being should be doing or can do to make money. I'm not doing that.
Oh, I should have sent you this video. There was a video saying, I guess robots and AI really aren't working because there was some store that they were supposed to be in charge of and it was a complete mess. It did not work at all. Obviously, we need humans. I don't know what people are thinking. If I see it again, I definitely
Please send it to me, because
will
I
send it
pray
to
on stuff
you.
like that. I pray that it all backfires on them, because it's disgusting. It's bad enough we got to check ourselves out at the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you're not paying me to do that.
Yeah, I rarely do that. I
I do
rarely
too.
do
Me,
that.
I'm like you, and I've heard you say that before too. I will go to a human. I'm not doing self checkout at all. Like,
Yeah, I
no,
mean, because they don't even want to give me a discount for working there. I already have a job. I don't
please.
need to be working at every store I go to. Oh man. And you know what? And now every store from Chipotle, I mean, every store wants to charge us 10 cents per
For the
bag.
bag.
And I have said there's no way on earth I'm going to start making these proprietors rich by paying 10. I know they're buying those bags in bulk. They're probably getting 100 for a penny
Oh
and they're
yeah.
making 10 cents on every bag. I have rolled, I have grabbed my stuff in my arms and left. I'm not paying. I mean, I have bags in the truck, but
Wawa was
sometimes I
38 cents
forget.
last night. 30, and
38 cents
they
for a
had the
bag.
mesh red bag, 38 cents. And that bag only probably cost maybe 2 or 3 cents to make. It's the real thin
Reusable, you mean? Is it
mesh.
is it a
Reusable.
reusable?
It's a reusable one, but they charged me 38 cents.
Yeah, I have some bags, but I forget. Certain stores I go, like Walmart. I went to Walmart to get something, and there was no, I mean, do you want a bag? Of course not. Put that stuff in this cart and I'll bag
Oh,
it up in my truck. I keep bags in there. I just forget. I'm not,
I had
and
the large Marshall bags for 99 cents, and I keep them in my car too. So I always grab them and take them with me.
my daughter went to Chipotle a couple weeks ago and said that Chipotle charged 10 cents for a bag. You
Chipotle,
don't
the
want my
restaurant,
business anymore? Huh?
where you get your food, Chipotle's.
Chipotle charged her
So
10
what would
cents
she do if she didn't want a bag? Take her food out just like that?
in her arms. I said, girl, she said, well, I was getting two because of course I got one as well. But I said, girl, anytime if I'm getting a single meal, I would
Yeah,
just say, hand it to me.
yeah. Yeah, I
I'm
think
not
that's
gonna, I
weird.
just feel like they're gonna start making extensive profit just off bags.
Yeah, in California, they've been doing it. I guess so. I'm used to it when I'm out there. My son has like a whole big old section in his house where he keep all his bags. But so we always, when we know we going to the store, we just grab them. But I'm not used to that here. So
Not
here,
yet.
I'm like, oh shoot, I got hold on. I'll be like, no, hold on, I'm going out the car and get my bags.
Yeah,
I'm
or
gonna say that.
I just like I'm taking it. I will literally be at Wegmans, have forgotten my bags. I will roll my stuff out to my trunk, pop
Oh
my trunk,
yeah.
grab a bag, bag my stuff up, and I'm out because I'm just not paying 10 cents for bag.
You
I
know
have
what?
to
I
be
never thought
hard
of that.
pressed.
You're right. Now I will do that. I'll just tell them put the stuff back in my cart and I'll roll the cart out to my car. Like I do
I'm
at
not
Sam's
in
Club.
it. They gotta miss me with that. And now, Eric Mays.
Yes.
And the way I saw it was like a TikTok video. Just, I mean, it
Hey,
was
rest in
jarring.
peace. Yep.
It was really jarring.
Yep.
And I can't believe that brother's gone.
I know, and it's such a conspiracy around him. Also, people and everyone's like, everything ain't a conspiracy." I'm like, "It sometimes it is though," because he was
Too
very loud.
convenient. It's too convenient for him to be gone. I mean, and then
That fast.
I
Once he,
heard that it was natural causes, but you're telling me now they're saying something else?
they said he had a massive heart attack, and then my thing was, I think the powers that be had already gotten his ear and was like, "Look, brother, you need to run for mayor or governor." And I just think, I don't know. I don't think the other powers that be wanted that. I just cannot believe every time someone's about to be great at something, this is the end all be all, especially when they're
Um,
great with a big mouth. Like he was quick to put Caucasian women in their place when they tried to disrespect him and his authority. He's like, I mean,
I
not just
mean, I do
women,
think that
everybody.
sometimes he was clowning, but I liked it anyway.
It
And
too.
I thought that he was really effective. But you used to watch Scandal, right?
Hmm.
Well, we know from Scandal that they have injections that are so small, like a pinprick, that you would
Yes.
never detect that
Yep.
will cause a massive heart attack.
Oh,
I'm just saying he could have been taken out. And the chances are that he was. I just find it hard to believe because remember, he was on suspension. It was time for him to
yeah.
come
Mhm.
back
Oh yeah.
and they got rid of him. That, come on now. Come on.
And I just got a video from one of my family members, and it was about Meek Mills and supposedly P Diddy having a sexual encounter, and it was just the audio of it. And
Oh,
I said, you all keep on believing whatever the government put out. I said, because let me tell you, they can't burn down our communities anymore like in Black Wall Street, but they can get y'all money and take it away other ways. I say, and y'all just keep letting them. You know
you
what I'm
don't think that Meek Mills and Diddy were having a sexual relationship?
Now, see, my thing is this. This is the way I was trying to explain it to my family member. When all of a sudden we supposed to make that a bad thing? We supposed to be so open and welcome to the gay community. They're having a sexual relationship and enjoying themselves behind their closed doors. Who are you to videotape it and show it to the rest of us? So what? That shouldn't be stopping your money. I mean, it's one way you can look at it as in, if I am a homosexual and I am having a sexual relationship with the same sex, what is it anybody's business? Why should that affect my movie? Why should that affect my music career? Why should it affect my clothing line or my grocery store? If I'm having a heterosexual, I mean, not hetero, but if I'm having a sexual relationship with the same sex and and my privacy of my own whatever, what does that have to do with me as a whole? Why are you trying to make it a belittling, demeaning thing? We supposed to be opening our arms to all of this. We supposed to be okay with all of this. So
I
you're
think
putting it out there in a negative narrative. However, if everybody be like, so that's them, I don't want to hear that. That's their business. Because who was the person that was sitting there listening to audio, I mean, videotaping it, or you just
so.
a
They actually have
dog.
a videotape of Diddy and Meek Mills.
Well, just the audio version, like you listening to these two
You can
voices
hear
that you
them.
wanna, yeah. And so when she sent it
I
to
don't
me, I
even
said,
know that I even want to hear that thing.
that's what I said. I only could listen to the first 2 seconds when she said ew. And I said, and I put it on and they were like Diddy and Meek Mills having sex. And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, I'm not the bedpost or the mattress. Why should I care? And secondly, look how you letting whoever these people are bring down two black brothers. Not that I listen to Meek Mill's music or anything like that.
I
I
do
do love
sometimes.
Diddy though, but I've always loved Diddy's music and his artists and stuff like that. However, look at you letting two black men who have money be beat up on by this entity. So what? That's their relationship. That's their business. What do you care? You know
Okay,
what I'm
number
saying?
one, just listening to an audio is a problem because it could be anybody.
It could be anybody.
We don't know their voices so intimately that we can
There's
listen
definitely
to it.
people who mock people who can sound like other people.
Yeah. So that's a problem. But on to the other thing, I really think that what's happening now is that they're Harvey Weinsteining Puff Daddy, Sean
Mhm,
Combs,
mhm,
because he's been apparently, allegedly
mhm,
engaging in Harvey Weinstein type behavior
mhm,
in the music industry with regard to Usher,
mhm.
Justin Bieber. Now they're saying Meek Mills, like Cassie, this guy Little Rod that's suing him, that is the one that brought out the fact that Chris Brown and Meek Mill seem to be uh allegedly engaged with underage girls. But Diddy is a predator, or at least
Mhm.
he appears to be a serious predator whose reach is extensive in the music industry. And that's who they're really trying to take down. After he settled that Cassie suit, two other women filed suit against him.
Because it's a
Now
money thing.
Little
Because
Rod
my
is
thing is this,
trying.
I never seen a video yet where she was blinking at us like "save me." You know what I mean? I've always seen her with her arm wrapped around him, her standing behind him, kissing him on his neck. You can get no sympathy from me when you do that.
Diddy is a predator. I
I
think
mean,
we
just
just
me.
disagree on that. I think that Diddy is a predator. I don't I don't watch a lot of that celebrity stuff, so I can't
Mhm,
say what Cassie
mhm.
did or didn't do. I did see the one video where she was literally on the floor hiding under a blanket, which seems to be dysfunctional behavior, and he's saying something to her, and she pull that blanket down and put it right back over her head. That's, I don't know grown women who act like that. I know that the guy who did the lawsuit, I scanned through some of it. I didn't, it's like 73 pages, but he's alleging that Diddy acknowledged that he committed the shooting that Shine went to jail for. We have suspicions that Diddy was involved in the murders of Tupac and or Biggie. I think that Diddy is a black gatekeeper in the music industry, and
Mhm,
he's been a predator the same way allegedly Quincy Jones and others have
mhm,
been. But that's just my opinion. I mean, most of the women with whom he has children, you know, one is dead,
mhm,
and the others are saying that he was very abusive. I've
mhm.
heard that Young Miami is being abused as well. I mean,
But
I
she don't
don't
act
think.
like it. She don't talk about it. When they asked her about their relationship, she was like, "He just does the world for me." Okay, at this point, when you ask me, if you put your hands on Torah, I'm just letting you know. You put your hands on Torah, I'm telling the world about it. Even if you did, I mean, even me as a burn victim, I have even told people, I had to go to get therapy because I had to make sure this was an accident and it wasn't somebody, looking at me like, I'm glad this happened to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you look like this because I'm a person that if I even think you did something to me, I'm telling everybody. I ain't
But
keeping
you're not a person, you're not a starlet. You're not a Cassie who wanted to be a star. You're not a Young Miami who was in City Girls. And so this is in the context of the music industry. So when I heard about Diddy and Meek
So you
Mill,
willing to bark like not you, people, women. You're willing to bark like a dog, stand on one
yeah,
foot, bark like a dog to get
yeah.
what you want. I can't
You
do
see the picture of little baby with the white man hugging him from the front and the other one hugging him. These people do horrendous stuff for this fame and this fortune. That is what the so-called Illuminati and all that is all about.
so I guess I'm never gonna make it, or nobody I know in my
Well, I
because
mean,
we're
yeah,
not doing that. We're not
I
doing
would,
that.
I would
We're not
never
doing
put myself in that position either. But when they start talking about the Diddy Meek Mill relationship, I wasn't looking at it like a consensual homosexual relationship because as much as I'm not gay, do whatever you want to do. I was looking at it as this brother, Sean Combs, is praying against yet another man because Meek Mills was in a whole relationship with Nicki Minaj. Wouldn't that have been around the time that this stuff happened? When is it
um
alleged to have occurred?
I don't know what the when this audio happened. I didn't even look into it because when I heard the first few seconds of it, I was like, oh
It's
come on,
appalling. Yeah, it's
come on, like y'all, enough is enough. Like just like me, I don't know. I look at the world really different. But if we supposed to be embracing this gay thing, trans
Oh,
thing,
we're not. We're not.
LGBTQ, if we're supposedly embracing this thing, I need us to act like, okay, that's their relationship. I don't want to hear about it. They not coming out complaining about it. I don't want to hear about it. Now,
I'm
me
not embracing
say he
it.
was drugged, and in the video, it doesn't sound like he was being drugged, but If he's being drugged and he woke up and found out that this happened to him and he had no consent of it or whatever, that's a whole different story.
I'm not I've heard you say that a couple times. We
Mhm.
over here are not embracing that.
Me
I'm
neither.
not
Me
embracing
neither.
that. I'm not embracing non-binary,
Me
cis,
neither.
this, all that. I'm just saying I'm still a woman. Only call me that. Call yourself whatever you want. I kind of go with the biological birth identity, but
Mhm.
I'm not going to have a fight with you about it because it doesn't affect me. If you're not my man or my anything, I'm not going to get up in arms, but I am not on board with it. I don't accept it. But you are correct that if they were having a consensual homosexual relationship, I would not think that their careers or their money or anything should be affected by that fact.
Absolutely
I would
not. Because,
agree.
like I said, I'm a firm believer in how the government takes down the black man or black woman for their income. It's like we'll take one at a time. We'll work on this group, and then we'll go to the Oprahs, and then we'll go to the, whoever's, the Bob Johnsons. We'll go to the Michael. We'll hammer them away. We'll knock them off one at a time. But I just don't want to be a part of that Black Wall Street. Because I don't know how they come at us. I never, because I think the social experiment been done on us. I think they say,
Oh, the
come into.
programming's complete and it's deeply embedded. And I agree with you that they will take down upstanding Black men,
Mhm.
especially ones who have the potential to be a
Right.
leader for the Black community. But
Mhm.
I also think that entertainment is a very dirty,
Oh,
nasty,
very. I
bad
believe that.
business. And the
Mhm.
people you name, like Oprah,
Mhm.
Diddy, are
Mhm.
two of the biggest offenders, in my humble opinion, from
Mhm.
everything that I've been able to gather. But I
Mhm.
don't disagree with you at all that they will infiltrate, like this guy, Rashad Jamal. They claim he's guilty of SA. I mean, they'll come up with these kinds of things over
Mhm.
and over. But
Mhm.
those two people, I'm
I
not.
mean, look, you have people like CNN, what was his name? Don Lemon. He was starting to come around after being beat up all these years because his narrative didn't start off like that. You would have, I mean, literally, Don Lemon could have been on Fox News at one time. And then you started seeing this brother come around, and even though he's married
Well,
to a
isn't that
white man,
after they outed him for being gay?
but
And
yeah, they tried
then
that, and then when that didn't work, then they came with the whole "you said something bad about Nikki Haley." Now all of a sudden, everybody's saying bad stuff about Nick. So you fired him from CNN for saying Nikki Haley has
that's what
reached
he
her prime?
she I thought it was Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, it was Nikki Haley. He said he don't understand why Nikki Haley would decide. He said she's a woman in her prime, and that's all he said. She's a woman in her prime, meaning like she's older. She's really out of touch with what's really going on with the younger people. He didn't even try to say like she was an old hag. He just said she's a woman in her prime, and that was because they knew, okay, this brother's starting to come around. We got to get him off. So it's like I see the downfall of us. I see the downfall of this era. My grandparents used to teach me and talk to me about, what went on during their time and how, they were taught to be submissive and walk, you see them coming down the street, you move over, just give them their due, just,
Oh
avoid
yeah, don't
them
look
at
them in
all
the
costs.
eye. They had to look down and all that. I mean, well, our time is up. We
Mhm.
got, like, probably to wrap up, but I agree with you, and I agree that the programming has been intense and
Yep.
effective. I agree that the music, the TV, all of the social media is practically ruining
Mhm.
this current generation with the programming that is so destructive and negative. I mean, we have some problems that we definitely need to work on.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Any last words you want to tell our viewers?
Well, I just want to say that if we all, as a community of Black women and men and children, decide to get together, we're not trying to overthrow our government. We want to just tap our government on the shoulders and let them know we have a voice. We want to be heard and we want change immediately. And the
Immediately.
reason why is because we are sick and tired of being put behind the line so everybody else can be in front. We get tired of the Asians coming and getting their laws, the gays coming and getting their laws, the immigrants coming and getting their laws, and not one time does a black person get to come along and get their laws. And you say, well, what about the white people? Well, the laws were made for y'all. So you've been getting y'all laws this whole time. That's why I'm not mentioning y'all right now. But I'm talking about as far as the black community. We have so much injustice, so much depletion. You can't say because we had a black president once we made milestones. No, 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 no. We still have so much that we need. And Biden, you were supposed to pay for college. My children's college ain't been paid for. We ain't got no dollars from that. I don't know who you gave that money to, the 150,000 people that were supposed to have their college paid for, but it didn't reach my family, which we needed to. So I'm thinking this go around, I'm going to vote Republican. Y'all can say whoever y'all want to vote for. I don't have any problem telling you about my political views. If you ever come to me and say we don't appreciate you saying your political views, well then we'll negotiate that. We can talk about that. But today, Torra will be voting Republican this go around. I don't know what it's going to end up, but I got to try something else because this ain't working.
All right, y'all heard it right here. And we want to say thank you for kicking it with Kimm and Torra. As always, hit that thumbs up, drop your comments down below the video. We'd be happy to respond, and absolutely join us again next time.
Absolutely. Thank you for kicking it with Kimm and Torra.
Bye-bye.